Alrighty everybody, this video today goes out to all my fellow photographers who are getting into video for the very first time. I remember I started out with a DSLR camera, a Nikon D80 at the time, and for years I've been trying to take better and better pictures and get better at my craft. You know, I finally landed on a color scheme when it comes to photography that I really like. I recently downloaded some VSCO Cam presets and I love some of the Fuji, Porsche, or Forscha SP film stocks that are included in some of those VSCO Cam presets. It's taken a long time to get the color profile exactly the way I want it, and I've made it my own preset now in Lightroom. But what about when it comes to video? You have all these other things to think about, and it doesn't look quite the same as like a raw photo when you shoot it for the first time. It takes a lot of practice to get raw footage exactly right in pictures, but now I gotta shoot video as well. So when I shoot video, I've been told that I need to shoot everything in log. Now, I've tried, it's hard, but sometimes log profiles have a lot of different options when it comes to color. So I've found a tool that I want to share with you today to hopefully help you if you're transitioning from photography over to video and getting the exact right color that you want out of your video. So what is this tool I'm talking to you about? The tool I'm talking to you about actually takes Lightroom presets and will convert those presets into a video LUT for you that you can put on top of your video footage. Let's dive into the computer. I'm going to show you a few things. The first thing we're going to do is just do a Google search for LUT generator, and you're going to come across this website called iwltbap.com. It's a long name. They have a LUT utility that you can basically download, and it's going to do a few things. So click the download button and let's get started. Once you have downloaded it, it's going to mount on your desktop as a disk image. You can open up the folder and it's going to present you with this screen that you see behind here. It says generate 3D LUTs easily in just a click. So click the button first. It says generate a HALD. Now, I don't know what a HALD is or what it stands for, but we're just going to do it. So when you click generate HALD, what it's going to do is open up a Finder window, and it's going to ask you to choose where you want to put this HALD file, H-A-L-D file. So at this point, I'm just going to put it inside my pictures folder and just hit open. Now, the window went away. It looks like nothing happened, but something did happen, I promise you. What it did was it placed a little file into your folder of choosing. That's a little PNG file. It's a rainbowish looking file with a bunch of boxes and lines on it, and we're eventually going to import that into Lightroom. So let's do that at this time. So when you import this image into Lightroom, it looks like this. It's this kind of rainbowish looking color with vertical and horizontal lines on top of it. Let's ignore that for now and let's focus on a screen grab that I've recently taken. So what I'd encourage you to do is take a screen grab of a video that you've shot recently and that you want to apply a preset to make it look correct. So this is a screen grab of a recent video I've taken, a great expression, you know, here of me. And I'm actually going to apply a preset on top of it that I've chose and I've actually done before a lot of my photos. I'm going to correct some of the white balance and exposure and that kind of stuff and get it looking a little bit better the way I want it to. And bring up the highlights just a little bit, see how everything looks. Maybe mess with my temperature just slightly. I'm going to grab my white balance tool here and try to eyedrop it on something white. And it's hopefully going to get some of the color right. I'm going to put a little bit less green, and histogram looks pretty good. So now I want you to copy those settings. So if you press Command-Shift-C on your Mac, it's going to come up with some settings that you want to copy over to another photo. Now this is very important in this step in the process. I want you to leave clarity, dehaze, sharpening, noise reductions, local adjustments, transform effects, spot removal, and crop all turned off. And now leave everything else on and hit the copy button. Now we're going to go to the photo that we just import into Lightroom and paste the settings of that photo onto this photo. So we're going to hit Command-Shift-V on the Mac, and it's going to apply those settings, colors, presets, and everything to this photo. We're then going to export this photo from Lightroom into a folder of my choosing. Make sure you leave the resolution as 72 and the quality at 100. Import the actual color space as sRGB, the file format as a JPEG, which is fine, and hit the export button. Now, that's it. So what's going to happen, you're going to go back to your LUT generator program. You're going to hit convert to cube. So when you do that, it's going to pop up a Finder window again, and you're going to point it at the folder that actually exported that JPEG as. It's going to be called neutral-125 JPEG, and hit open. Now it's going to say, hey, your operation is completed successfully and you're done. So what happens is, if you look in Finder now, underneath that specific folder, what it's done is it's created what's called a cube file. Now this cube file can be imported into any editor you want, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, Premiere, what have you. And then you can apply those presets onto your video footage and it's going to come out amazing. I'll show you some examples of what I mean recently. I did a video last week and actually used this exact color space on top of that video. I'll play the video footage for you at this time. Now it's not perfect. I will say there's a couple tweaks you'll still have to make, but it's pretty good. The one thing I'll advise against is pushing the LUT too far, meaning if you try to ramp up your exposure or bring up the shadows, what have you in your video, it might fall apart and actually start to artifact just a little bit. And that's what you don't want. So hopefully this helps. I discovered this tool many years ago. And honestly, I didn't get into using it because I was a little intimidated by all the tutorial videos I saw online on how to do this. So hopefully this is helping you, and hope you'll get some nice, awesome color grades out of your video footage using the same principles you already used to as a photographer inside of Lightroom. Well, that's it for today's video, folks. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I would really love to hear from you and how this tool has helped improve your color grading when it comes to video footage. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.